Hey folks, I'm Peter Melhorn. On this trip, I'm heading down to Murrells Inlet, which is along the Grand Strand just south of Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. I had the pleasure of fishing with TV host Englis Glover and his buddy Phil Elvis, who were trying to catch some flounder in the creeks that feed into Murrells Inlet. Here's Englis to give us a rundown on what we're doing.
We're going to be fishing mostly falling water, so I love the low tide. I love anything with the water dropping, especially for flounder. I love it. So we're going to fish some locations that are going to be areas where we'll set up and hopefully it sets up for a perfect area for the fish to come in there. We got bait, we've got great bottom, we got some good water temperatures in there, a little bit cooler water in some of these deeper holes. So we'll get around some structure, docks, oyster beds, different things of that nature, and just see what we can do.
The first spot we went to was surrounded by a lot of guide boats, and well, it didn't produce any fish, but with the falling water, Englis moved us to another location and Phil was hooked up pretty quickly.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he is on, isn't he? Oh, that one's acting a little bit bigger, isn't it? Yeah. No, short. Dang it. There we go. Doggone it. Getting close, but here's the deal. You look at this fish, okay? So for y'all out there that don't know, it's 16 inches here in South Carolina. And for those that don't know, it was 12 inches when I started doing charters. When I started doing charters, it was 12 inches. And now we're looking at a probably 14 incher, I would say 13 and a half, 14 inch fish, and feel chunky, got a lot of meat. I cannot imagine killing a 12 incher. You know, they were just so small. Now, here's what we're gonna do here, because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite on camera, but as you can tell, no, it's right there. If it's in a gill plate or down in the throat, I will not spend that little bit of extra time to try and get it out. I'll just tell you that. And it's not in a gill plate. It is right there in the corner of the throat, and it does look like I'm gonna have to cause a lot of undue trauma. So we are gonna not be a hypocrite here. We will let him go, and guess what? That hook will be gone in no time. No time.
On the rocks,
was he?
Lay on the rocks.
Yep.
The color.
Yep. Look at the color. You're right. Laying up on that rock bottom down there.
On the sand,
so they match.
Look like that.
Nope. On the sand, they're coming up lighter colored, and that's really cool about them. I can go to the ocean and take you to catch them out there around the jetties right now, and you can tell which ones are sitting on the rocks and which ones are off the sand because of how light brown those will be.
While the mouth of Murrells Inlet is wide and fast flowing with a lot of deep water, the further you go back upstream into the inlet, it gets shallow. So having some local knowledge about the area and maybe knowing a few secret spots helps out.
All right, so what we're doing here is, you know, this creek, Parsonage Creek we're in, is really shallow. It's filled in, it's got some deeper holes throughout it, and this is one of them. And I mentioned as we pulled up, there is an old John boat that is 3/4 submerged right over here under that Bull's Bay right over there. And you know, the hole here, like just to the right of the boat, is 2 foot deep, maybe even shallower already, and then right in front of the boat 6 foot. And so with all the water, if you can show them behind us, the flat back there, you got all that water coming out of there, all the bait rushing out of there. So there's a deep hole ambush spot for them. It's perfect.
Well, when the catching slowed down, I decided to put down the camera for a minute, pick up a rod, and try out my technique at hooking these flounder. Flounder have a very subtle bite. It is similar to crappie fishing that we encounter in freshwater. So you got to kind of pay attention and figure out the difference between a bite and a shell on the bottom of the creek.
Camera down and caught a fish. Phil. Phil, uh-oh.
That's a big one.
Uh-oh, Phil. Uh-oh, Phil. You might get dinner, Phil.
We got a sandwich.
You might get some dinner. Oh, look. That's a circle hook for you. See how perfect it is at the end of the mouth? Look.
Perfect set.
I mean, yep. You set the hook on that thing, it came straight from probably down there, straight up to there, and that's all I could catch.
Now that one's probably not legal either.
He's not. He's close. He's close. So well, let's just show people so that they know. Let's put him on. Look at there.
It's a
What's your guess?
It's a.
I want your guess. Yep. Let's hear.
I don't know.
Let's hear.
15.
So here we go. Yep, look at there. 14. Just. Oh no, 14 and a half. Yeah, 14 and a half. All right.
Bad amateur.
No.
For old,
No, that was a good job.
Sweetwater
Hey,
fisherman.
you got closer than me. I was 15 and a half. There you go.
That subtle bite is what makes catching these fish somewhat difficult for someone who does not fish for them a lot. Englis talks a little bit about how these fish react and set up to take your bait.
Picture, yes. So picture him swimming around doing his thing. So we've all watched our buddy from New Jersey.
The guy on YouTube with the
Yes.
channel.
All right,
yeah.
great channel.
Yeah.
You've all watched them where they're swimming. Of course, those aren't flounder up there. Those are fluke. They're swimming behind the bait, and they go up, they grab it. If you notice, they grab it. They just hold on to it, and they keep going. Same thing as you're coming by it. What he's going to do is, typically they're going to grab a mud minnow, a mullet, whatever. They grab it from behind. They hold it. When you're stationary fishing like we're doing, I think they grab it and go sit right back down. Like they grab it and go to the bottom, and they sit there. And then what they're going to do is flip it head first. They're going to flip it, shake it in their mouth, and get it head first going down. And what you want to do is give it enough time to make that flip, get it going down, and then set the hook. And that's why we're saying, 5 to 10.
I literally sat there and counted to 10.
That's it. You got to. I've seen so many people just, like I've had that guy on the boat that I knew was getting bites. Like I know he's getting bites. Like, come on, dude, you can do it. And he never catches a fish, but he is coming back with no bait. He's coming back with teeth mark on the back of the mullet or mud minnow. It is all about just taking that time. Just take the time. Don't light a cigarette. Go grab a water. Go grab a drink. Go whatever. Put your rod in the rod holder. Come back to it. Reel it. When you feel it tight at the end, set the hook like it is the last time you will ever set the hook on a fish. And you will be happy you'll get more fish in the boat.
Now this catch right here is a good example of waiting. Phil said, hey, I got a fish. One just picked up my bait. And I want you to see how long he waits before he sets the hook on this fish. It's pretty amazing. This is a good example of how waiting, letting that fish take that bait, spin it around, and then setting the hook is much more productive. Now it's a little different with artificials. Artificials, you kind of need to make that decision kind of quickly because they will figure out that, hey, something ain't right. But when you're dealing with live bait, letting them pull on the line, just a little pressure on it so you can feel them in there, boom, set the hook. The longer you wait, usually the better off you are. Now, Murrells Inlet is very unique when it comes to inshore saltwater fishing, especially fishing inside the jetties. Englis goes into some detail on what makes this unique fishery so special.
Murrells Inlet South Carolina is very unique. Every other inlet, they are all fed, they are all influenced by fresh water. We have no influence from any fresh water. In other words, if we get a lot of rain, 2 tides, and everything's flushed out, it's clean in here. That makes it a great fishery. It's just amazing how this little body of water and these resources manage to keep up with the changing times and so many more boats out here fishing.
Well, again, things got slow. I picked up a rod and by this time had kind of gotten a feel for the way this bite was working and what it felt like, and I got to set the hook on one more.
All right, I got a net there, Mr. Fish Catcher. Dude, look at what happens. I go sit down, getting a bite to eat, and Dieter, Captain Dieter, by the way, folks. Let's get it right here. Oh, nope, another.
Under.
Doggone it.
Under.
Here, I'm gonna let you practice getting that one off the hook. How about that? You couldn't have. Oh, no, wait a minute. Look, your bait's still alive. Check it out, dude. Here. Your bait, I got it, man. We be videoing right here. Look at you. Your bait is still alive. All right, so here's a tip. There you go. From the top, if you go from what I call the top, it's easier to get that chunky meat right there in your fingers. Oh, you're close.
Here's what I always
There you
do.
go, right there.
I get them like this and pin them against me.
And pin them against you?
Yeah.
Man, don't mess up that beautiful shirt.
out, pop out,
There you
pop
go.
out. Pop out.
Now Russ would be running around the boat finding his fish grippers. He likes fish grippers. Those fish grippers are great.
Yeah,
In the charter business, you really got to have that fish gripper because people won't take their picture with them, you know?
Got me a flounder.
There we go. Look at
That's
that.
12 inches.
Yeah, another short one. Yeah, man.
Well, there you go, folks. It was a good day of catching. We did not catch any legal fish. All of the fish that we caught were undersized fish. The new regulations that they put in place there are working. There are more and more flounder in the inlet, but there are fewer and fewer slot fish that are big enough to keep. Hopefully down the road that will pay off and be a good thing for this fishery. If you ever get a chance to go down there and fish, give it a shot, whether you're in your own boat or going with one of the many guides that fish down there.